Hi there, welcome back. I hope that you're having a fantastic day because I am having a wonderful day. Now today we're going to be painting another beautiful picture coming straight from the heart, and I'm going to use this time to have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us today. Now, I've already covered this canvas with a thin coat of liquid white, and that liquid white will ensure that all the colors run across the canvas and mix well together. It is pretty hot today, but that's okay because that won't hinder us from painting a beautiful picture right from our hearts and our minds. That's all you need to paint a beautiful picture. Now we're going to start with dipping our 2-inch brush into some beautiful bright red. And we don't want too much on the brush because, as you know, bright red is very bright, so it'll just eat up the canvas, and we do not want that. But we're looking for a nice light pink. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the canvas, and we're just going to start with some X strokes. And as you can see, there's already a nice pink being graced across the canvas. And if you ever need more paint, just dip that right back in. Now what I want to do is I want to put a nice deep pink right here, right in the middle. And we're just going to have that run all the way up. And remember, it's alright to have little imperfections in your painting because although all nature is beautiful, no nature is the same, and it's okay to have little imperfections in your painting. Alright, now that we've got that beautiful pink sky, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit more of that bright red, and we're just going to bring it down here to create some water. And as you can already see a nice patch of water forming right here. And it's okay to leave that little spot in the middle where there's no paint because, as you know, water always has a glistening spot where the sun goes down. And so that's okay. But we just want to put that in there right there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to clean this 2-inch brush by dipping it into some odorless paint thinner. And if we didn't use odorless paint thinner, then this whole area would stink up, and that wouldn't be fun. And just beat the devil out of it. You know, that really is the most fun part about this entire painting experience. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into some Van Dyke Brown and Dark Sienna. Just put some of that on your brush. And we're going to create little clouds up here in this white area. We all love happy little clouds, don't we? And that's exactly what we're going to put right down here. There we go. Now we've got some nice brown clouds right up there. Looks beautiful. And a little trick that you can do to make this painting pop is to go into some titanium white and just plop some white right in here where there's these light areas. And that'll really pop the painting. See how that just adds a little bit of white to the painting? Very mysterious and very beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into some alizarin crimson mixed with sap green. And we're going to come up here and we're going to make our little mountain formation. Just going to want to take a roll on your painter's knife. And we're going to come in here and we're going to plop a nice mountain. And you can always put more color where color is needed. There we go. We already have the formations of a beautiful mountain. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean off our painter's knife. We're going to take a 2-inch brush, and we're going to come up here and we're going to drag the paint down. And that'll help to smooth out the paint and also take any paint that was left over and just spread it across the canvas. Alrighty, looking pretty great. Okay, now here comes my favorite part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into some alizarin crimson and also some titanium white. Now we really don't need that much alizarin crimson because, as you know, alizarin crimson is very bright, so it'll just eat it up. And we're just going to take a little bit of that and make a nice color for our snow on the mountains. Now that we've got that going on, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a little roll of paint on the brush like this, and we're just going to put in some beautiful, beautiful snow. Now, very gentle now. I really love putting snow on the mountains. It really just gives all the mountains a pop. And it reminds me of my days of living in Alaska. As you can see, I'm going very gently. Alright, and now that we've got the snow on the mountains, what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice shadow color for the little creases of the mountain. And what we're going to do that is we're going to take some white, some phthalo blue, and some black and crimson. And we're going to go into these little pieces where there's these shade spots. We're going to throw in a little shadow right here. And this will really help to bring that mountain to life. Just come in here, put in your shadow color. And as you can see, instantly it starts to bring the mountain a little bit of life. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into that same color that we used for the mountain. We're just going to put some of that color on our fan brush. Maybe even use a little bit more also. And we're going to create some happy little trees back here. Now we're going to take our 1-inch brush and we're just going to create some beautiful reflections. And how we're going to do that is we're just going to take the paint, pull it down, and then we're just going to come across. Just like that. And now we have some beautiful reflections in the water. Now we're going to go into our black. And we're going to create a nice little shore for these trees. And pull some of that color down into the water. Just like that, we have some trees right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a nice brown color. Put it on that brush. And we're going to put the makings of a nice beautiful tree. And it just plops its way down here. Make a nice little spot for all the patches to go. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. have a nice tree that comes along down here. We can go in some more color. Just going to put that on those trees like that. We're going to do the same to the other tree. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create some more trees right along here that are more prominent. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I just went into some titanium white and some Van Dyke brown. And we're going to create a nice little tree up here. So with a nice light brown color, we're going to go up here and create two little trees. Just like that. We're going to do the same to the other side. Because all trees need a friend. Now we're going to take that and we're going to create little little tree limbs outside of that. Now we're going to highlight those tree limbs by taking a little bit of our phthalo blue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight those trees that we just created. We're going to do the same to the other side. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a nice grassy area down here. We're just going to have that come along down. Alright, and we're going to put some bushes in there, and then I think we'll have a finished painting. And we're going to put some shrubbery in here. Like that. You can see a whole bunch of flowers popping out. Just like that. Same on the other side. Beautiful roses. Alright, now what I want to do is create a little shoreline, so I'm going to take a little brown and mix that with some titanium white. We're just going to create a happy little shoreline right here. Alright, and now what we're going to do with that is we're going to get some more white. And we're just going to come in here. And that'll help make a happy little shoreline down in here. And if you even want to make the water look more realistic, you can just scrape in little water lines with some white. But I think that's a finished painting, and I'm very happy that you came along with us today to join us for another one of our painting shows, and I'll see you next time.